General Mills's approach to brand philanthropy is really historically in our DNA. So if you go back and look at the history, from the early beginnings of Betty Crocker, the woman who drove that and really developed Betty Crocker across our organization, had her early roots in volunteering with poor households and women of those households, and their knowledge of nutrition, of cooking tips, of building recipes. That's where Betty Crocker came from. When you go forward in the history of General Mills, what you see is that our brands have naturally picked up causes and concerns of their brand champions or consumers. We keep our programs fresh and relevant, which is a challenge, by being super close to the consumer. So again, being consumer first or consumer led. So every single year we go out in the instance of Box Tops and do what we call Box Tops Universities. And we did this past year 25 of them all across the country. And we actually, whether it's a hotel room or a school or a office building, we hold an all-day seminar, sponsor it. We bring coordinators in from all those schools, and they tell us, how is your school fundraising going? What are the new challenges you have? How could we make this better for you? And the ideas literally come from our consumers. And if you think about it, that's how we should do our marketing. We should be consumer-led. So we keep these programs fresh by starting with the consumer. What consumers expect today has really evolved from what they have expected in the past. I would characterize it this way. In the past, we used to talk about cause marketing. We still use that phrase, but it was more of a surprise. Oh, this brand I love is doing something in general for me. And usually it was making a donation of something, money, services, of some kind. What we're seeing today is a new millennial consumer that's affecting the entire marketplace. And that consumer really wants to understand, what is the brand for? What does it advocate for in terms of a difference in society? What social change does it want to see take place? And how is it helping me create that social change? And so that's why I think we're moving into a new era of brands and causes. So how do we connect brands to causes? I would tell you that was probably the way we used to think about this. Is there a cause that the brand could get involved with that the consumer would want the brand to be involved with? Today I would say it's consumer-led. So being highly digital and highly social focused, we see, and if we listen well, our consumers will lead us. They will say, I really want this brand to be involved with this kind of cause. I really think your brand could help us do this. So it's about helping and empowering people, families, communities, and the brands should be consumer-led. Your consumers will tell you. So what role do these play in creating an emotional connection? I would say they play an absolute central role. As we talk about brands today, we ask all of our brands to make, first and foremost, have a purpose. Because if a brand doesn't have a purpose, it really can't be relevant. And when you think about that, if a brand has a purpose, a brand then probably naturally has an initiative, a movement, a cause it should be part of as part of that purpose.